GoPro ready.
Now, in light of the wind we had last night, I'm going to talk about sailing. Now, I know we don't live that close to the coast. Maybe some of you do at home, whether it be Orange County, the Bay Area, or another popular one, Washington. But I urge you all to learn to sail. Now, this is one of my favorite activities, sports, and just pastime. It's something to do on a summer's day. You can go to the beach, you can just go for a sail, you can race with your friends. It's one of my favorite and time-honored traditions with my family, actually. I learned to sail from my sister, in fact. So I'm here today to teach you about safety and precautions on the water. I'm here to teach you about recognizing parts of the boat so that if you step foot on one, you'll have some idea what's going on. And then I'm also here to tell you where you can learn in person around San Luis Obispo. Now, the first stage is safety. This is the most important stage for everyone because nobody wants to get injured, cut up, sunk on the water. Weather is first and foremost because you can check this one before you even roll out of bed in the morning. You can look at your app, check if there's going to be a thunderstorm, check what the wind speed is supposed to be predicted for, the tides, make sure you don't get caught out there on the water without being able to bring your boat in. Next most important is boat damage and proper equipment. So, you want to make sure to inspect the hull for no obvious signs of leakage. Proper equipment means that you have the correct lines, that you have a bailer in case there is any small accidents that occur on the water. And you probably won't know what this missing equipment will look like until we get farther in the presentation. Proper attire. Being on the water gets you a lot more sun exposure than even, say, on the beach does because of the rays reflecting from the water and burning you even more. So it's important to wear sunscreen, not get too burned. Important to get some sunglasses on also, not too much glare. And it's always important to wear your life jacket. And then crash boat is recommended, but it's not exactly necessary. For anyone newer to sailing though, it is almost kind of necessary in case anything that goes wrong and you're just not 100% confident in your ability to handle the boat on the water. Here's a short video of what could go wrong. Pause it at an interesting audio point, but this happened because they were going very fast with their spinnaker up and they pitch pulled, so the bow of the boat went into the water and stopped all forward momentum of the boat, and so the stern of the boat came up and they capsized. So that's pretty much the worst that could happen to you. In the case that your boat does tip though, or capsize is the correct term, you can get the boat up by putting your weight on the dagger board or center board, whatever type of board you have protruding from the back, from the hole, from the bottom of the hole of the boat. Generally, this is one of the first skills you want to learn is how to right your boat, because if all else goes wrong, you need to be able to right your boat to stay out of the water. And generally in a teaching course, you will be tied up to the pier so as to assure that you're not going to drift off away. How sailboats work. So, all sailboats generally have, this is a dinghy right here, all sailboats generally have at least one mast, if not two. The back sail is called the main sail, the front is called the jib. You have the stern of the boat, which is the rear, the bow, which is the fore, which is the front of the boat. Your left side of the boat is called the port tack. The right is called the starboard tack. And then you have generally the hull of the boat, your rudder, which you use to steer with the tiller. That's actually the reverse motions of a steering wheel though. So say you wanted to turn a car left, you would turn a steering wheel left, but you would push the tiller to the right. Then you would have a keel, which could be either a fixed keel, which is something constant protruding from the bottom of the boat, or you could have a dagger board, which is a board, looks very similar to this, but is easily removable from the boat, or a centerboard, which can either slide in to the base of the boat, so as there's no centerboard protruding, or it can be lowered to full. Wings of sail. So sailboats, we've come a long way from being able to sail just directly downwind, but there still are limitations. You can't sail directly into the wind, so it's important to plot a course, reaching back and forth to go upwind, or however you want to sail fastest, generally is a broad reach. Now, most boats are going to be smaller dinghies. According to the U.S. Coast Guard in 2010, 46% of all registered boats are less than 16 feet long, and 95% of all registered boats are less than 26 feet long. So sailing or even belonging to a yacht club doesn't necessarily mean you sail big boats. So where can you all learn to sail? That's just emphasizing my point of bigger boats versus smaller boats. Around here we have the best places are Morro Bay, or there are actually boats down here in San Luis, by Avila Beach. There's by Morro Bay, you can learn to sail at Laguna Sailing, which is generally on bigger boats, as is Central Coast Sailing Charters, which goes for about $100 per hour for sailing lessons. Morro Bay Yacht Club actually has a Learn to Sail program though, and that's only $210. Morro Bay Yacht Club's up here. And then there is another yacht club close, which is San Luis Yacht Club. It's located on Avila Beach, but it doesn't have dinghies available to sail or lessons. If you want to just watch sailing, there is the Mustang Open, which is the regatta hosted by Cal Poly, by the Cal Poly Sailing Club. That's March 5th to 6th, so 2 weeks from yesterday. And that is all I have for you today.
Okay, Jacob. Long speech.
Yes.
What was it that you wanted to work on this quarter, and what did you feel like this speech did?
Preparing more, I'd say.
Okay.
And just getting like actual transitions down on paper.
Okay.
I feel like though I had more down on paper, it kind of messed me up.
Okay. How so?
Just I kept wanting to like look down and refer, and then I just forgot like basically half the facts I was going to mention. I totally forgot my credibility statement. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a credibility statement.
Which is?
I've had my level 1 small boat certification for teaching others and actually certifying others to sail. And in order to get that, I'm a member of U.S. Sailing, have my first aid in CPR, have taught this last year at a yacht club, have a member of that yacht club and a junior member of Morro Bay Yacht Club, thanks to this Cal Poly Sailing Club. And I've been sailing about 7 years.
Cool.
I just totally forgot all of that.
Well, that might have helped. Okay. All right. Okay. Audience, any questions? questions, and then move on to the team?
Jackson?
What does the dagger board do?
It's lets you sail upwind, so it doesn't let the current just force you back.
Where do you sail back home?
In Inverness Yacht Club, which is on Tomales Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's above San Francisco Bay. For those of us not from the Bay Area. But yeah, I've sailed on San Francisco Bay. It's a lot higher swells, a lot higher wind.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Teammates.
Are we doing that at the end?
Oh, we're doing it at the end, that's right, I'm sorry, okay. Okay, Jacob, okay, in terms of the topic, I think it was a nice topic to select. It's something in terms of, another opportunity to learn something new and do something different on a weekend or whatnot.
Yeah,
So, sometimes we don't necessarily think of that as an option. So, bringing it to our attention is something that people might want to go in and do together is always appreciated. In terms of structure, I think we have some things going good, some things we can polish a little bit. Okay, so I heard the 3 points that you wanted to cover in terms of your thesis statement. I heard them within the body of your speech. You did identify when you were shifting topics. Conclusion, we can tighten that up a little bit. Have a little, review that. Maybe give us a nice quote about, sailing, something.
I wasn't sure what time I was at the going on the end, so I was like, ooh, do I just throw this in right now or try to wrap up with some form, semblance of conclusion?
Yeah, have one a little bit clearer. It's better to have one and be a little over time than to not have one at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I would say about that. Here's the thing. I think the points that you covered were all really interesting. I might say that you could have probably done one speech on any one of these.
I know, it's difficult packing it all in there.
Yeah. So I might have just, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I'm really trying to figure out that scope in terms of what you could potentially cover in 7 minutes. Sometimes I know novice speakers always feels like more is better because then I have something to talk about.
I just wanted to cover the basis for everyone in this room because I know a lot of people don't have almost any prior experience.
Right.
And so I just wanted to cover what the basic things are with sailing.
Right.
And just not get too in depth with any of them and just try to at least get an overview, some set of the whole picture.
Okay. And I heard that. I think sometimes when we have too big a scope, though, we end up getting a little scattered. Okay. And that's what can potentially happen. So that's why I called your attention to it. Couple of things I might have just defined. Jackson asked a question about a particular term being used. Crash boat, I might have defined that. Why is that important? Just to sort of fill out that detail a little bit. I like the image with all of the labels. I think that was a really nice image with the labels very clearly identified. We could see what you were talking about and whatnot. Let me write down labels because if I don't, I'll forget. And then I'll go, what was that? I think that worked to your advantage in terms of making sure that everybody knew what it was that you were covering. I might have spent a little bit more time going into each one of them, only because that way we know its functionality.
Yeah.
Right.
There was many things I planned that I didn't really get to. I at least remembered to talk about the rudder and the tiller. So.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of filler language, and it's funny. It happened at the end. What did in the beginning? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did because I didn't have the ends planned out as well. Okay. I had my conclusion planned out, but I didn't really have how to get the conclusion planned out.
Okay.
So I was like, how do I get here?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, next time. Yeah. A little bit of shifting weight back and forth, so just be attentive to what your body's doing while you're speaking. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.